Hi, how you are doing? I hope you are doing good. So today we are going to learn a very important concept that is OOPS. Do you know what you mean? What is OOPS? Yeah, object-oriented programming. Let's see what really it is. Let me share my screen. So I just taken my VS Code. In that, I created a file called oops.py. So before moving to the code, let me explain you what is this object-oriented programming. So that is, it is just the way of writing your code. You have to write your code. Yes, in the previous classes, we wrote the code, but more in functional style or more in structural style, right? But today onwards, we have to write our program in object-oriented way so that our code will become easy to reuse as well as it will become clean, it will become secure, it is easy to maintain as well. Okay, so that we have to write the code in the object oriented way. So writing the code object oriented way, how to do that, right? So to do that, you have to see everything as objects. Object, see as object meaning what, right? So if I take a just a glass of water, and if I show the glass of water, so I just draw a glass of water, a glass like this, and I'm filling some water like this. I just filled some water in it. Okay. So yeah, if I show the glass of water to a person who is optimist, optimist means the person who is seeing everything positively, right? So he will say, hey, it is half full, right? Similar, a same glass of water, if I show to a person who is pessimist, then he will just say, hey, it is half empty, right? Mhm. So if I show the same glass of water to a person who is realistic, he will say it is just a glass of water. And if I show the same glass of water to a chemist, then he will say it is just H2O, right? So what I'm trying to convey is different people see the same thing differently, right? For different people, the perspective of viewing is different. Similarly, while writing the code, you have to see everything as an object only. Okay. So for you, this is just an object. Okay. Even not a glass of water, for you, it should be only object. For example, if I take your favorite online food booking application, that is our Swiggy, in that we have a lot of entities, right? We have customer entity, we have restaurant, we have delivery agent. So for all these entities, for you, it is just an object, okay? Yeah. So if I take an object, it have basically two things. What if you ask me, it have something, it will do something. Okay. For example, if I take customer, it have something, it will do something. What are the things customer have? Customer have name, customer have email, customer have phone number, customer have address, isn't it? Yeah, and customer does something. What are the things customer do in that Swiggy? Customer can select restaurant, customer can select food, customer can make payment, customer can avail discount, etc. Just like that, if I take restaurant, it has something, it will do something. Just like that, if I take delivery agent, also it have something, it will do something, right? Mhm. So if I take another example, car, I'm taking car as an example. So it has something, it will does something. So this have part, I can also call it as properties. I'm not writing fully. Okay. I'm just writing this much properties. And this car, okay. Oh, I'm not writing fully. Okay. And car so car have properties or state. Okay. And car will do something, right? So car does something, or I can tell a car have some behaviors as well. Okay. I'm just writing like this. Never mind. So car have something, car will does something. Car have properties and car have behaviors. So tell me what are the things car have? Car have a brand, okay, and car have a CC, and car have color. Okay, and behaviors. Car, what are the things car can do? Car can start engine. So I'm just writing shortly like this. Car start engine. Car can shift gear. Okay, and car can accelerate. Okay, so a car, so if you take any object, it will have two things, properties and behaviors. Okay, so while writing the code, you have to write all the properties as object variables. Okay, you want to take these are all are variables. You know what is variable, right? Variable is just like a container to store something. Yeah, so you want to consider everything as a variable, and you have to consider all these behavior as what? As method. Okay, is it clear? You have to take these properties as object variable, or we can tell it as instance variable, and we have to write this method, I mean behavior, as object. So now let's move on to the writing code. And while I told you this is object oriented programming, you have to create objects. So you have to create a object called the car. Before writing the object, you have to mention its type. Okay. If you ask me what is the type, I will tell the type of the object car is class. Class is the object here. I mean, class is the type. Okay. We have to mention the type. Here, class is the type. Class car. Then so you have to write the code inside the class only. I told you this car is an object. Object meaning what? It is a real world entity. Real world entity means object, real world entity. That means the things, the objects. That means you can touch something, right? You can touch, you can feel, you can hear, you can see, right? Yeah. So these are what we call it as objects. The things you can even feel, you can smell, you can touch. Okay. So that is what we call it as object. It is a real world entity which will exist. But class, a, it will not, it is an imaginary, it is just a blueprint, okay, to create an object which is do not exist. I hope it is clear. So we have to write the code inside the class only while we are writing object-oriented programming. You have to mention the class called car, and then you have to put the colon like this. And inside it means you have to put the indentation, right? 4 space or just one tab. Then what you have to do, yes, we have to write all these properties, okay? So to write this property, what we have to do is you want to write the property inside the function only. Which function, if you ask me, in the last class, I teach you how to write function. How to write function, you want to tell def keyword. Then here we are all, using a inbuilt function, that is, or inbuilt method, the init method, okay? So init method means how to write init method. You have to put 2 underscore before. Then you have to write init and you have to put 2 underscore after. So this is what we call it as init method, or we can call it also as dunder init method. Dunder, that means double underscore before and double underscore after. In the beginning and the end, you have to put double in underscore, and init you have. Init means initialize. So this function will help you to initialize your variables, okay? And it is also called magical method. Why magical method? Because you don't want to call this function. When you create a function, it will work when you call it, right? But you don't want to call, it will call by the Python automatically when you create object. Are you able to understand? Okay, then what you have to do, as usual, while writing function, you have to put parentheses, right? So I'm putting parentheses, then you have to write, you have to put colon. This is how you are writing the function, right? And must, you have to pass a argument called the self. Why self? If self is it is a reference variable which will help you to point to the current object, okay? That so you have to must use the reference variable self, that you have to pass it as an argument. Yeah, can we, if you ask me, can we pass any other variable? Yes, it will also work, but we have to follow the Python rules and regulations, right? As the convention we have to follow, you have to use self only. Even it will work if you use any other variable. For example, even if you pass s, it will work, but we have to follow the Python rules and regulations, so you have to follow self only. Now, what we have to do is that we want to declare all the variables, right? So you have so how to declare the variables? By using self dot first I want to declare the brand, so I'm writing brand like this, and I'm giving the value as which brand? Tesla we can give. Okay, Tesla. Then I want to declare the next one, CC. How to declare? You want to make use of self dot cc equal to, I'm putting the variable 2000, I'm assigning the value 2000. Next, again self dot color, right? So you want to tell color equal to, I'm giving the color as red. All right. So we declare all the variable. Next, we have to create an object. How to create an object? It is quite simple. If you want to create an object, you want to so which object we are going to create? We are going to create a object called the car. So you have to write car. Then to create an object, you have to put a parenthesis. So let's put a parenthesis like this. Yes, we are done with creating an object. Okay. Then you want to, as we are giving reference everywhere, here also we need to give a reference. I'm giving the reference as C1. You can give any reference. Here I'm giving as a C1, okay? Like car 1. You can give any name. I just given C1. Then I want to print, right? So to print, now I want to print these values. I want to print Tesla, this CC as well as red. How to print? You want to write print, then put the parentheses inside it. How we have to print? By using the object reference. Can you tell me what is object reference? Yes, C1 is the object reference we used. So you want to print by calling C1 dot, I want to print brand. Okay. So I'm calling C1 dot brand, then print C1 dot, next I want to print CC. Then I'm just copying and I'm pasting it here. I want to print the color. So if I run this much, if I save and run, I will do the methods later. Let's see. Okay, so we are done with the variables. We got the variables, right? We wrote all the variables. For properties, now we want to write the behavior as well, right? So object-oriented programming means we are writing the code. We are writing the code by considering, we are organizing code in the way by including class and objects. Okay, you are organizing your code more in inside the class, and by creating objects we are writing the code. And yeah, that's what we call it as object oriented programming. Then now we have to write the behaviors. So behaviors, to write the behaviors, to create method, how to write methods, you want to use the keyword only. Then you want to use the method name. So I am giving the method name as start engine like this. Then you want to put parentheses, as any function you have to put parentheses and colon at the end. Okay, then here also I want to pass the reference variable self, so that it will help you to point to the current object. Okay, I wrote the start engine as start underscore engine. So can you tell me which naming convention I followed here? Yeah, snake case. In snake case, if you have more than 2 words, you have to separate it with the underscore, as well as you have to make all the letters small, in small letter. Okay. Yeah, so we write that, then we have to write the body. Okay, so we have to write the method body. So I'm writing a simple print statement over here. I want to print what we can do. Engine is started. Engine is started. Okay. Yeah. Now I write one method. Similarly, I want to write the next one. So I'm just copying and pasting it over here. And the next one, what we have? Shift gear, right? So car can shift gear. So I wrote shift gear. Then I have some print statement. So I'm writing the print statement as shift, shifting the gear. All right. Next, I have one more method, that is accelerate. So I given the method name as accelerate. Then I want to write the body. I'm just writing the body as car is accelerating. Car is accelerating. Now I want to call this method, right? How to call this method? You want to call this method by using object reference. What is the object reference we have? Yeah, C1. So you want to tell C1 dot, you want to tell that reference dot method name. What is the method name? First, I have start engine. Then you want to put parentheses to call. Okay, this is how we are calling, right? Any function, anything. Then you want to tell C1 dot, then yes, shift gear. Shift gear, then you have to put parentheses. Then again, C1 dot. Then we have, yes, color. Oh, sorry, not color. We are calling the method. So we have accelerate. Yeah, here we go. So yeah, this is how we wrote the code. Now let's see, we have to save and let me run again. Yeah, now you got the output as Tesla 2000 red, engine is started, shifting the gear, car is accelerating. So yeah, we wrote the code in inside the class as well as you created an object. So yeah, if you ask me, if you are done with object oriented programming, yes, we just started only, but to make your code more in a object oriented way, you want to consider the four pillars of object-oriented programming. We just started to learn the object-oriented programming only, okay? In the coming class, I will teach you what are these four pillars in details. So let me tell you what is these four pillars. The four pillars of object-oriented programming are the first one, encapsulation. Second, we have abstraction. Third, you have inheritance. And fourth, you have polymorphism. So while writing the code, we have to consider all these things also. Then only our code become more secure, clean, easy to maintain, as well as reusable. Okay. So we can learn those things in the coming class. That's all for today's class. So see you in the next class. Bye bye for today. Bye. Love you. Yeah.